My name is Vince Della Pola. I'm the executive chef here at Pritikin Longevity Center in Miami, Florida. My whole life, I've been doing this. Since I was 16 years old, my very first job was a prep cook / dishwasher. My mom always came home and made a big meal for us, and I always tried to help her out. And I always enjoyed cooking. And wound up coming down to Miami, Florida to go to culinary school when I was 17 years old. I wound up coming to Pritikin 14 years ago. I certainly wasn't the pinnacle of healthy eating when I first started working here. I wasn't the poster child for knowing how to cook healthy. When I first started working here, I was over 200 pounds, and now I'm around 155. And I feel comfortable at this weight here. Everyone needs to eat. Unfortunately, a lot of people eat out, and the many times you're going to eat out, it's probably not going to be the healthiest restaurants you're eating out at. Not many restaurants will focus on health. They want to focus on flavor, and flavor usually comes from fat, salt, sugar. That's what people salivate for. That's what they want. But you can still give good flavor without giving those bad things. Most people are just used to having those, and that's what they expect. You can really retrain your palate to have a more stronger flavor of things that don't need the salt. They don't need the oils. They don't need the sugars. And here at Pritikin, we certainly retrain your palate to make the flavor really burst in a much healthier way. So we do a workshop here called Cooking Like a Pro. And what that's going to entail is you coming here for 1 hour a day for 5 times throughout the week of your stay, and you're gonna get your own chef knife, you're gonna get your own cooking station, and we set this whole entire cooking workshop up to feel like you're almost gonna be at home and you have to go to the grocery store. We have a little grocery store in our corner over here, and you're gonna go and shop for all your ingredients. You're gonna feel, looking at this recipe, and you might feel kind of, maybe I'm a little overwhelmed looking at this, but we're gonna guide you through it and feel at the end of that hour, I did this, and it tastes good. You get to try everything else that everybody else made. There's a thing called culinary medicine, and what that's going to mean is we're gonna give you a whole rainbow of different fruit and vegetables, leaner proteins, whole grains, beans, plant-based protein, different nutrients and vitamins. That's gonna give you, your body, what you're going to need. It gives you not only weight loss, but also gives you energy. Some people just eating the wrong foods, eating later at night. We try to teach you how to actually just eat, not only slowing down and eating, appreciating what you're actually eating and enjoying the textures you're consuming, but also realizing that eating at certain times of the day, eating heavier at night, obviously eating fried foods, all that's gonna make you feel sluggish. So when you eat the right foods and you eat the right way, the next morning you're gonna feel much more energetic, and you're gonna feel like you wanna start the day, not feel like I'm gonna even roll out of bed. Anybody can cook. A lot of time people just don't have the time to do it, or they don't think they have the time to do it. If you can kind of meal prep and kind of plan things out and have better time management, you can do this. A lot of times it's cross-utilizing things that you're already doing. I'm chopping an onion for a soup tonight. Might as well chop up more onions for the next couple days. I can have, just things like that make all the difference on making you feel like you're not starting from zero when you come home from work. If you want to kind of think about how I can cook some grilled chicken and peppers and onions and zucchini tonight and maybe make extra. That way tomorrow I can chop it up, make a quesadilla. All these things make a difference to where you're not feeling you're starting from zero, and you don't want to feel like you're locked in the kitchen in a ball and chain and you can never escape. You want to have fun doing this. We want you to feel inspired when you do this and not feel like it's a burden to do it. In the Cooking Like a Pro workshop, you're gonna have me an hour per day for 5 days a week, right side by side with you, bouncing all around to station, and kind of giving you the tools you need and guiding you along. The first day, what we'll do is we'll give you basic knife skills. We'll talk about things like dressings and marinades and sauces. The second day, we'll do soups. Whether it be an ajiaco soup or making a potato corn chowder, you can make healthy soups taste great. The third day, we'll show you lean proteins, whether it be a Chilean sea bass or Scottish salmon, scallops, crab cakes. We make all different types of stuff in this Cooking Like a Pro thing, and people have a blast. We do snacks, dips, appetizers. The last day we do desserts. Our dietitians are usually popping in here on that last day to make sure people aren't overeating, but it's always a fun, great thing that we're doing here. I'm constantly trying new things and trying to push the envelope of what we can accomplish here. Literally 5 minutes ago, I tried out a new recipe that we're doing in the back, vanilla cupcakes with the raspberry cream sauce. Tastes fantastic. Everything we're doing here has to be strictly analyzed in a nutritional analysis program. If you came here, you'll find that going to our medical, we'll draw your blood and we'll see where your stats are at, where your vitals are at. And you come back a couple weeks later and find that, wow, this guy really was right. Eating the right food really made all the difference. Our nutritionists are working with us side by side to make sure what we're serving to you is the healthiest food that we can serve you. It's one thing to watch me do a demonstration. It's one thing to eat the food that we cooked. But when you actually cook your own food, it's a whole new ball game. Whether it be kind of meal prepping ahead of time or kind of just looking at a recipe and breaking it down, making that old kind of grandma's unhealthy version, her chili, her stew, making a Pritikin version. We call it Pritikinizing your recipe. And you can bring recipes here to us during our workshop and we'll Pritikinize them for you, depending on what it is. I mean, we can't make a bechamel sauce healthy, but you can certainly do many healthy things and turn them in a healthier way. There's things we're gonna teach you here to where you go home and you realize, I don't need that heavy cream. I don't need that butter. I don't need all those bad, unhealthy, salty, fatty things to make food taste good. Just little things like sauteing the vegetables first is going to make all the difference. Just kind of showing you new flavor profiles, new herbs, new vegetables, whether it be a new whole grain, black rice, red rice, maybe some ancient grains that people think they never heard of, farro, red quinoa, who knows, Romanesco, or trying something like a red dragon fruit or gooseberry or a purple radish. Things like that, we want you to get out of your comfort zone, to try new things, to where when you go home, you feel inspired and you walk in the grocery store, maybe you never knew what that fruit or vegetable was, but now you know what it is, and now you feel like I want to cook it. Such a rewarding thing that we're doing here is seeing the results in action. I'll tell you stories and stories of people who've come back here months later and they say, Chef, I lost 20 pounds. Hey, look, I lost 40 pounds. Look, I know a guy who lost 120 pounds. And that makes me feel great. And there's nothing more rewarding than finding that what I did for somebody changed their life. If you want to learn more about our Cooking Like a Pro workshop and everything else we do here at Pritikin, contact us today.